going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to go over discussing a little bit of something that I hope that Sega will eventually implement into PSO2 NGS in the future. It's actually a feature that was in base PSO2 for years and years. It was actually there from the very release of base PSO2. So what my proposition is for the drop charts for records. So currently, as you know, recently in the last year or so, Sega actually made it so you can see what featured items drop from different locations in the game. Like for example, if we was to start up the limited time quest right now, once I go to activate this screen here, you can actually see over here on the right hand side that it shows featured item drops. And it shows us some of the featured items that could actually drop inside of the quest. It doesn't show us everything that drops in there, but it gives us a pretty good idea what some of the valuable things that we can aim for getting are. Now, when it comes to these things, you can actually see some of this information all over the map. Like for example, if I open up the world map and I was to go to Mount Magus even has a feature item drop list over there now that shows us stuff like that. Or if I was to go over to the red and purple trigger, for example, if I was to highlight rank 4 of this, you can see that it would show some feature drops for blue ghouls and Giga Strugment and stuff like that. Just kind of giving you an idea of things that you might possibly get. And it actually shows this information for a lot of different areas on the map now. It's all different featured drops for different ground zones and stuff like that. It's a really cool feature. I'm glad that they added. So whenever it comes to base PSO2, it actually had drop records showing us what the items was that dropped per mission. And you could actually see how much dropped for that 7 days of activity. And it would update within the first 24 hours of a mission being released. So you could actually see what was dropping inside the quest. You could see exactly how many. And it was tied to all of the ships and everything too. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what I'm talking about here in base PSO2. So here we are back in base PSO2, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here in the quest counter. Now if you was to go to the quest counter here, you can go to main quest, and I'm just going to go to recommended quest for an example of this disturbing whistle of chaos. Now if I was to select ultra hard difficulty here, I could actually bring up a menu to view quest log. And inside of this view quest log, you can see that it shows records for the last 7 days. You can see how many augments have dropped. You can see what the rate of all the enemies inside of the quest is, how many of what the percentage of the spawn point of those enemies is. And you can also see an item log, which is the most important thing that I want to elaborate on here. Now this item log actually shows all the ships combined. So this is the drop records of all the ships combined for the last 7 days for this quest here. And you can actually see exactly what's dropped, and it shows the highest rarity stuff first. And there's actually several pages of this. Depending on the drops inside of the quest and stuff, it'll actually go all the way down to 1-star materials and stuff like that. It'll even start showing all the junk and stuff. And it's actually pretty cool for the players to be able to actually access this and see which individual quests drop which items and stuff. Now you can actually go through the different difficulties of this quest here too, and you could actually see if I was to highlight hard, for example, the quest log here is going to look a lot different. It's going to show me lower rarity items. Now you can actually view this same content for other quests inside of the game too. If I was to go to expeditions, for example, and I was to pull up the forest exploration and go to super hard and view quest log, you could actually see that there's the quest log here with all varying different items too. It shows me exactly what items have dropped inside of this quest in the last 7 days. Now I think that this is really useful information because as players we could actually figure out which quest is worthwhile for us to run, because we could see which quest seems to be dropping more Flugel guards, for example, or more Tissa weapons, or just whatever we're farming. And I think that would actually be really cool information to know, because me personally, I would really like to know if red and purples would be the best for me to run for Flugel guards, or Dark Pulse Aegis, Dark Pulse Solus, certain urgent quests. I think it's kind of cool just seeing records of how much individual weapons and stuff like that have dropped inside of the quest. Now this was actually a thing in the JP server since 2012, and Global also had this right away from the launch in 2020. Now whenever this originally dropped in JP back in 2012, it didn't actually track question mark boxed items, the ones that are tech that you have to go get appraised, but later on they made it to where it counted those too. So I think that this is a really cool system that I wish that they would bring back, where we could actually see these individual drop records and item logs and stuff per quest, because that's just really nice information. And it really complements seeing the featured item logs too. You can see some of the featured item logs here even in base, over here on the right hand side, you can see where it's showing items available. It shows some of these featured things here, just like we have in NGS. But I really hope that Sega eventually implements showing us the quest logs like this, so we can actually see how much of certain weapons are dropping and stuff inside of these quests. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for the video. I just kind of wanted to make a little thing talking about this, because I think that would be just such a nice feature to have back in the game. But I'm curious, what did you all think of this? Let me know down in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay safe and have a wonderful day, friends. I'll see you all in the next one.